What's up, guys? It is JD from Let It Rip Side by Side and Adventure. Oh, it is so sad right here. Wait, it is so sad right there. It is time to start putting this thing back together. So I want to say welcome back to the channel. I don't know if you got the opportunity to go over and check out part number one. We mounted these tires, 35-inch Zilla sitting on some Tusk 15-inch bead locks. And a Pallet part showed up. Wife is kind of salty, but that's what you get for being married to a guy that owns 3 side-by-sides. Got to deal with parts when the parts get here. Literally showed up on a pallet. We didn't get everything we were looking for, but we got a good majority of what we need to start putting OG 2.0 back together. So, I understand this has been done before. Everybody's seen it. Everybody's run 35 or bigger tires. I understand that's kind of the case when it comes to side-by-sides. Now, for a guy that didn't really know anything about side-by-sides less than 2 years ago, I feel like we have come a long way. So we've got Gray Ghost, which is set up for the wife. Got the winch, gets her in and out of situations she gets into, loves playing in the mud, well-running machine. I love it, she loves it, she don't want me to change it. I get it. Then we've got the Pro XP Turbo, set up to haul ass. She's got some aftermarket radius rods, trailing arms, A-arms, all the stuff that comes along with making that machine durable, strong, and then it's fast. We got some tunes on there, some exhaust, some charge tubes, blow-off valve, all the stuff that comes along with making that thing just ready to haul ass. Love the way it handles, love the way it operates, not changing a thing on that. So next one in line is OG 2.0. So on that pallet we received this week, let's check it out, show you what we got. We've got Super ATV gusseted high-rise trailing arms. We've got the HD rock sliders in case you start banging shit up. We've got the gusset kit / frame stiffener to put on the front of there to support those cantankerous ass things. And on top of that, we've got the good old 2-inch forward offset lifetime warranty A-arms with the heavy duty ball joints. In the bottom of this box, yep, that box, there is the heavy duty tie rod kit. Thought about going with the box radius or the boxed A-arms. Chose to go with those. They still have a lifetime warranty, so we will see how they hold up. On top of that, we've got, look at those things. Those things are ridiculously expensive. I hope those things right there are worth all the money. We shall see. Dual idler, 4-inch portals. That's new to me. I've never done anything like that. So for a guy that didn't know anything less than 2 years ago, I'm excited to get myself educated on those, get them installed. Pretty sure I know what I'm up against, so we shall see how that goes. On top of that, we've got all the hardware that goes with it, and we've got some Razor 8 tensor springs that are going on those right there. Now we understand that the Razor 8 tensor springs are not shock therapy springs or Zebro springs, but it is within our budget, and the thing is we are looking to just withstand the extra weight we're going to be adding to this machine. We're going to have a cargo rack in the back to haul some miscellaneous camping gear, cooking gear, stuff like that when we are on some of our trips. So we need to make sure that this thing can actually handle the extra weight that we're going to be throwing on it. But we are doing everything we can to make this machine as what we consider not bulletproof, because I understand there's product that is probably better than some of the stuff we have, but I feel we've got a good start on some quality product to make this machine enjoyable, go places that the other machines won't, and it'll get us back to the trailer at the end of the day. With that being said, we also upgraded the drivetrain. Rhino 2.0s for the front and the rear. We've got the Rhino billet carrier bearing and the jack shaft and all that good stuff to go with it. So we are extremely excited to get started on putting this thing back together. I've got to go use my wife's kitchen sink to put these Razor 8 springs on because I got to clean the shocks up. I don't know how happy she's going to be about that, but it is what it is. So let's get started on this. I want to get those springs done on those shocks. Got a couple other things I'd like to take care of on this video. Let's go from there. All right, this one's done, all cleaned up. And yes, I could have just thrown it back together, but I am going to clean everything up on the machine as I put it together because I want it to look as nice as it can when it's all said and done. With that being said, I did use the wife's kitchen sink. I don't know how she's going to like that. We have 3 more to go. Make sure when you're putting your springs on, you can see one end there. If you clock it, the other one is 180 degrees. Now that may change when you're tightening your collar to adjust your preload, depending on ride height, so make sure that you check that. It will prevent this from riding crooked, creating excessive, body wear on your shock. With that being said, I did not put these back on here. These are just rock guards as far as stuff coming up from the tires, protect the shaft on your shock. I cannot put it on there because they will not fit with the aftermarket trailing arms. So take that into consideration. But I have to admit, quite the difference. You know, stock, Razor Aid, stock, Razor Aid, Razor Aid, stock. Ha. So guys, I know there's 100 other videos of this stuff out there. I'm just recording the journey as I go for building this OG 2.0 because I want to look back when I'm 80 years old and be, you know what, that was pretty gnarly. So we are going to finish up the last 3, those right there, get them all situated, get them all cleaned up, and then we are going to move on to something else. So I'll be back. As you can see, swipe bar delete is complete. 1 bolt, 2 bolts, knock your fitting apart and pull it out the other side. I'm going to get the tie rod assembly out of the way because we are replacing the half shaft and jack shaft, so it's just going to be easier to knock that pin out of there, which is up in there somewhere, with all this stuff out of the way. So, all right, on to the next step. As you can see, it looks like my garage blew up. Looks like it threw up tools everywhere. So we are getting closer. You can see the half shaft of the jack shaft is almost on its way out. Got the pillow or the carrier bearing, that's almost out, but I had to get a pipe wrench, angry pipe wrench, to get those off. I'm actually really impressed though. There is nothing wrong with these. The ball and socket is great. So these are going to go with us on a trip along with a couple of the spare axles that are sitting under there. You know, that way if we have issues on the trail, we can at least get back to where we need to be. But front diff, it's out of there. You're out of there. You're done. Getting that roll pin. Hold on, let me go to the other side here. There's the front diff. I wanted to get it out of here due to the fact that there is an extremely large amount of dirt, crap, and all kinds of stuff built up in there. So if I'm doing this, I'm going to take the time to clean it out right. But getting that roll pin out of there, you know, you see guys are like, oh, yeah, that's easy. It was not easy. It sucked. So we are in the process of getting the pillow bracket and the carrier bearing out of there, and then there's that heat shield that is tucked down up inside of there. I'm hoping it's not as difficult as they say it's going to be. I see some people, you know, say you got to pull the seat brackets and the gas tank and all that stuff to get that out of there. I'm hoping I can just manipulate it, bend it, twist it, do whatever I have to get it out of there. So I could bore you guys with all the details, but there's 5,000 other videos. I just want to show you guys, you know, what I did. If I run into anything, I can kind of help you guys along if you have any questions. Other than that, I'm just documenting the process to see what OG 2.0 turns out to. So let's get the rest of this shit pulled out of here and go from there. Okay, it was one of those. It's not if you're coming out, it's you're coming out. Got out the cutoff wheel and it is out of there. Finally to the point where we can start putting some parts back on there. All right, there it is. Diff's all cleaned up and it is in there. There it is. Kind of salty, scratched her up a little bit, but it is what it is to get it in there. So you actually have to loosen up your motor mount, pry up the motor to get that in and out of there on the turbos, and you've got to buy, hold on, you've got to buy new hardware because the old hardware does not work because of the washer and the taper on the actual knuckle itself. You cannot get them in there without cross-threading them. So anticipate that you are going to have to buy hardware if you do those drive shafts because the OEMs will not work. And with that being said, guys, this is the end of part 2 of the OG 2.0. I'm going to get myself organized because it is a hot mess. There's stuff everywhere. So we are going to get organized. I am going to regroup, reset. Stay tuned for part 3. Now I am going to drop these a little faster than I have been. Keep you guys interested, kind of see what we got going on. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Don't forget, smash that subscribe, hit that notification, hit that thumbs up, and like we always say, on to the next adventure.